Hello, it's been way too long since I've filmed a video. I am hopefully going to be better this year, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a couple of weeks into this year and I'm already behind like my ideal content and upload schedule. So anyways, hopefully you have read the title of this video, because the main goal today is just to make a spreadsheet and have like a functional fanfiction log. This is something that I kind of wanted to do like earlier in the new year. We're not too far into the new year already, but I will say that I've kept myself from reading fanfiction, so I'm not like eternally behind on this. Let me talk a little bit more about what we're gonna do today. I will not lie, I am very nervous today because I have not made the spreadsheet yet. So I'm kind of hoping to do it during this video so we can kind of figure it out together, but I may not be able to figure it out and I may just look dumb on the internet, so we shall see. As you may know, either from my previous videos or, let's be honest, you could probably take one look at me and go, yeah, fanfic reader detected. But I read a lot of fan fiction and I wanted a way to navigate and organize everything I've read. Before we get into actually making it, I wanted to kind of brainstorm and talk through and about what I wanted to get out of this and like how I want it to function, so we can have kind of my working thoughts out in the open. Now, I must start this video by saying that yes, I think I am doing this the hard way, and I am just kind of making projects for myself. You could be watching this video thinking, but aren't there already organization systems that could be easier? And my answer is yes, and even probably. Many platforms have some way, shape, or form to organize or document what you've read on the platform itself. For example, I primarily read on Archive of Our Own. However, I know that I definitely am not using their features to like the capacity I should be. Like, for example, I know that you can like bookmark works on AO3 and even like put them in tags and put them in different collections and stuff, but I rarely use it. And I do know that this is like a user error. I do know that this is like a skill issue. However, I'm just afraid. I am not sure why, but I 100% overthink AO3 bookmarks. For some reason, I've like deemed being bookmarked a distinguished title. I can't give it out willy-nilly, and I don't know why, but some reason I'm just so discretionary with my bookmarks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, is this worthy of a bookmark? Is this a life-changing fanfic? Do I want to go back to this? And a lot of times I don't know if I want to go back to a fanfiction until like 2 months have passed and I'm like, what was that one fanfiction I was thinking about? I kind of want to curate it, which I know is like bad. Like, I'm trying not to be that type of person, but I guess I'm just like, what does this say about me? Because it's on a public profile. But that being said, I do enjoy a lot of fanfic, even if I don't deem it bookmarkable, and I do regularly want to go back and read them. So my takeaway from this is that I want something where I can log all the fanfiction I read and not just the ones that I think are like the best. Also, I do know that collections, I think, are a thing on AO3, and I vehemently do not understand them. So if you do know, feel free to let me know. But yeah, I do kind of want to take the organization and curating into my own hands. Basically, I want to kind of put everything in one place that I have more control over and that I hopefully understand. Now, this won't be my first time trying to make a document to organize fanfiction, so I also want to look and see how like all my other documents went wrong. So for the past years, probably like close to a decade now, I'm trying to think, I think I started it in like 2016, 2017. Close to a decade now, I've had a notes document on my phone that is called Ones to Remember, and that's where I store the majority of my fanfic that I really like. Honestly, I have not updated this document for the past couple of years, and I'm now too lazy to like clean it up or clear it out. It also is just so bogged down. Like, it truly is a decade's worth of fanfic, and so I've changed like as a person. There are ships and fandoms that I'm like, I don't know why this is on there. There are ones that I know that I don't really want to go back and remember. There are sadly fanfictions that we've lost along the way that I will click the link to and it says that it is no longer a work on the website, and I cry. Again, I think this kind of falls into the problem of it needing to like achieve some sort of status. So again, it requires me to like then and there go, is this worth being in my documentation? And again, as I mentioned, a lot of the times when I want to reread fan fiction, it just comes to me and I'm like, and I don't even remember anything about this fanfic or how I found it, but man, I really want to reread this and I can't find it. So another big downfall of this system is that I literally have no descriptions of anything on this document. Like, it's truly a mess. The only things that I have on this like note document is the title of the fanfic. I have that title like hyperlinked, and then I made a note of what ship it is. So it would be like a title hyperlinked and it would be like Superbat. I don't know why Superbat has become my default ship to use in these examples, but it just is, and I don't hate it. I kind of like that for myself. I do want it to be my brand now. So anyways, all of this being said, it's just awful to navigate, like truly, unless I memorize what the title of the fanfic was. It's hard to find. Like, sometimes I can remember a fanfic by its title, and there are fanfics, especially even ones on that list, that I like know by heart, but there are some that I'm genuinely like, and I don't know what this fanfic is. I do think I need to have some sort of system where I can put some description in, if that makes sense. Now that we went over some methods that haven't really worked for me, I also want to answer the question of why. Like, why do I want to do a spreadsheet? Maybe this should have been the first question, but oh well. Anyways, if I haven't made it clear already, I love rereading fanfiction as much as I love, well, reading fanfiction. Some works are just so amazing, I need to experience it again. And there are some fanfictions that like can perfectly, I guess, like trigger the emotions I want to feel. Like, I don't know if you relate or if I sound crazy, but there are fan fictions that I like read specifically because I know that it can like trigger tears right then and there, and I'm like, I really need a good cry. I also reread fan fiction, and a lot of the times it's not that deep. A lot of the time I half remember reading something and my brain like won't rest until I remember what I was thinking of. It's almost like when you have a word at the tip of your tongue, sometimes I'll just like sit there and I'll be like, this scenario happened in a fan fiction, and I'm like, what fanfic was it? What ship was it? What was the actual context of this scenario? And I just like need to figure out what the fic is so I can just remember and answer all these questions. Like, scratch that mind itch. But another reason that I want to have this spreadsheet is just actually to have the data itself. I'm not gonna lie, I am a sucker for things like Spotify Wrapped. Even though I know that it's just companies collecting our data, I at least like it packaged and told back to me, I guess. But I was really inspired for 2025 to be able to see things like how many fan fictions I read this year, or what my top fandom or what my top ship was, or if there were like certain tags that I read more than others. I have heard that allegedly there is some sort of like system that you can log into and it will pull your archive of our own data for you and give it to you, but I don't know. I don't really know too much about it. I haven't tried it myself, nor have I really seen people do it. I've only seen people talk about it. And also, like, I know that at this point everyone has my data always, but I just don't want to like opt into it. Something just feels like a weird privacy thing that I would rather try to do myself, even though yes, it will be on Google Drive, but like it at least feels a little bit more private. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. If you've already written your little comment of like, why are you going through all of this? You could just use this thing that you log into. That is my reasoning. Going back to rereading, I do want to have some sort of system where I can like easily look and go, I really want to reread this Superbat fanfiction, right? And I can like look and like Control F and easily find and organize. These are all the fanfictions of this ship that you read. So that is what I'm thinking of. I don't know if I'm making sense, and I am yapping. Do wish me luck on this whole setup part. I might be a little in over my head here, but I have a lot of big dreams and I'm hoping that Google will help if I have any questions, but that's the goal. There was once upon a time where I knew how to use these systems and now I do not, and that's how life works. So after looking at all of this, let's kind of just put a list out there of what should actually go on the spreadsheet, okay? First of all, I am not going to be discriminatory on what fanfiction make the list. So I want something that has all fanfictions, even if it's something that I like truly hated or did not want to reread. If I finished it, I will put it on this list. I also want to add info about the fanfiction itself. So obviously this will help with seeing my statistics later, but as we've seen with my previous methods, a long list with like no other information is not good for finding fanfiction to reread. That being said, the basics I want to include are probably the title, the author, the ship it's for, and maybe the fandom. For data purposes, I'd also like to include a word count of the fic as well as the date I read the fic. So that could be cool. Now, I still want more info about the fanfiction itself and the content in it, so I think I should also include some tags. Now, there are some fanfictions out there that have more tags than words, if I'm gonna be honest, so I'll probably use some discretion on which tags seem like pertinent. Like maybe if it's like an enemies to lovers, I'll use that, but I don't really think I need the tag no beta, we die like blank tag. Like I don't think a statistic that I personally really care about is whether or not the fanfiction was baited. So that being said, I will only try to include relevant tags. I appreciate you crying and writing this fanfic at 3 a.m., but I'm trying to keep it simple. Speaking of keeping it simple, I also may simplify tags so that when I do filter it, I have everything under the same tag so it's easy to, you know, like filter by Control F or something. Basically, I don't want to have like millions of variables just because of different words. So kind of like the Tumblr blog system where like I'm gonna say enemies to lovers and that's gonna be the tag. I am also not opposed to adding my own tags. This is mainly because sometimes I will read a fanfiction and it will have like a trope or something and the author didn't tag it. For example, if I read a fanfiction and the author tags it as enemies to lovers, but maybe a big portion of the plot is that it's a fake dating AU, but the author didn't tag it as a fake dating AU, then if I think it's prominent enough, I might add my own fake dating AU tag. Another spot I want to add for is a spot for a brief description or summary. I know this one might sound like a lot, but I really do mean like brief. Like I am truly thinking a couple of sentence fragments or phrases, like summarizing any big key defining things that wouldn't really make itself into tags. Finally, I want to mention some other things that I might want to add to the spreadsheet, but I'm not 100% sure how I want to go about it. For example, I think it would be cool to mark how many fanfictions are ones that I'm rereading, because I can almost guarantee you I will be rereading some of my faves in 2025 or just accidentally rereading some. So I do kind of want to figure out how to denote that something is a reread. Additionally, I have the question of how do I want to note it if I reread something more than once, and so kind of just questions about that as well. So don't know how I will do that. Along with rereading, like how should I denote if anything is unfinished? I will say, I think in my mind, if I click on a fanfiction, read the first couple of paragraphs and realizing that I'm not really vibing with it, I probably won't count it or put it on my spreadsheet. However, sometimes I start like 600,000 plus word fanfics and I get like 50% of the way in and then I like lose steam and I lose interest and then I don't end up finishing it. In those cases where I feel like I read a majority of the fanfic and I feel like I dedicated a lot of time into the fanfic and still don't finish it, I do think I may list it. I'm also realizing that I need to consider what I should do if I'm in one of my like masochistic moods and read unfinished fanfiction that, you know, in your soul are abandoned since the last update was in like 2018. I also don't know what I want to do for fanfiction that I like am reading that are still ongoing but are currently and regularly being updated, because I do have a handful of fanfiction that like the author updates every week pretty regularly but is also not finished yet, so I don't know what to do there either. I'm just creating problems for myself. Maybe I shouldn't be making this. Okay, so I have a blank spreadsheet open and we are going to just, I guess, play around. RIP editing Malia. You'll never get through this. Oh, okay, so it looks like there are like templates I could use. I'm just trying to see if any scream to me because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. Okay, so I don't know how it works, but like this does kind of give me inspiration. I don't know how to create them on my own, but like let's say like I could have like general, like if there are tropes that I think I go to enough, like imagine that, and then I could be like, and this is this. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna click this so I just remember how these work because I don't know what these are. So let's start from the beginning, but we'll have this here as like inspo. I'm not opposed to the drop down idea. We're just gonna go this. Okay, so what do we want? How do I want the date I read it or the ship to be the first thing? I think will be easy. Say like date read. I think here can be ship. So I'm debating if I want to make a fandom category because I don't know. I guess I should, in the sense of like if I wanted 2025 wrapped, it would be easy to see the fandom part of it, but it might also just be like an unnecessary thing to log every time. I'm gonna not do a fandom tag. I feel like if I wanted it, it'd be easy to add like after the fact. What else? Oh, word count. I don't think I need a chapter count because I don't really think that really matters to me. Then I said I wanted tags and brief summary. Here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that if I put too many requirements and fields in this spreadsheet, then it will be like not, what's the word I'm looking for? It would not be sustainable. Like I read a lot of fanfic and I go through it like a machine. So I feel like if I had to spend like 5 minutes filling out one entry for every fanfic, between every fanfic, I would go insane and just not do it. So I am trying to keep like the bare minimum. I want a link, obviously. That was important. I almost forgot that. A link. Okay, so when it comes to the question of if it's reread or something, maybe the way I want to do it, like let's say today, which I am filming on the 12th of January. Let's like role play of how I would figure this out. If I read something today, but I'm rereading it and it was something that I read in like 2020, then maybe like here's where I can go reread. Like maybe I put some sort of notation here, and then here's the options. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm making this so much more complicated than it needs to be. I could say read before 2025, like something like that. And then I fill out the rest. And then here, I'll just put like the date I reread it. And then if this is a new fic that I read like today, that I discovered today, and I go back and reread it, I could add this. If I reread it the 14th, I'll put that. And then if it continues down, like if I read it the 14th and it was so good that I want to read it again on February, like maybe it just is this. That could be a thing. I also mentioned unfinished, did not finish, and then maybe this can just be like a check box. I think those are the things. Did I do it? Did I do it, guys? I think that this could work. Let's just call it fanfic log. We'll put it here. Let's make it pretty. I think I'm gonna make it pretty, and then I'm gonna like try to play test it a bit and try to like see if it works out the way I want it to work out. So I think I did it where this will automatically put a comma, which some reason I just want in my life. Tags, I still don't know what I want to do. Brief summary will just be truly what it should be, is just that. And this is a link where I'll hyperlink them. These are going to be check boxes. I do think in my mind, I'll just check it if it's a did not finish. I wonder if it is worth. Let's go for it. We're going to be crazy. I think this is what I want. Let me do an example. Again, these are examples. Let's say this is like enemies to lovers. What if it's also fake dating? And it's also a royal but I can add them, and I can add multiple, it seems, maybe, perhaps. So this is the part that I'm not 100% sure I love. I think in theory it could work really well. Right now I'm trying to think if the fan fiction I read could all be summarized in like these tags. I genuinely think so, because I think if there's anything really important or that stands out, that's why I have the brief summary. I don't know what the tags will be. Hey everyone, Editing Malia here. I just realized that I did not say out loud what I'm doing in these next couple of clips. So I took some time to kind of like figure out a filtering system for my spreadsheet. So I could filter by like ship name, or I can like alphabetize it. Is that the word? Yeah, I can like sort my list either by date or by author and by ship, things like that. So that is what I'm doing, but I just never said it out loud, and so I found it kind of confusing. Okay, bye. And then now when I create the filter, and then I can add row above, and then this is where I can put fanfic log. Yeah, this could work, but then I could filter from A to Z. Let's keep it simple. I like the gray. We'll actually make that black. That's kind of epic. I think this might be it. This might be it, boys. I think I'm figuring out how to Google Sheets. That's not an attractive thing to say. This kind of is better than I thought it would. This whole drop down menu thing hopefully will work well with tags. I don't know how to synthesize a wrap up from this, which I guess I should probably also figure out how to do. Truly, this is me just filling in things to see what would happen. So now the question is, how will I do this? This is what I'm trying to figure out now. How would I make like a spread or like a spreadsheet or like a chart to say like that 100% of the fics I read had enemies to lovers and 50% of the fics I read were royalty AU. Open spreadsheet, select the cells you want, click add a series to start visualizing your data. Okay, maybe not 2. I wanted F3 to F4. Okay, we're watching a YouTube video now. Okay, that YouTube video was not helpful. What if I did all of this? What would happen then? For example, to count how many option A's is selected in column A, you can use, okay. Let's copy this and see what happens. How do I use this? How do I use the function? This is rough. Okay. Handling multiple selections. In cases where the drop-down menu allows for multiple selections, ensure that your formula accounts for each possible selection. Well, how do I adapt? That's not what I want. How do I add more logic? Okay, this person, there's not a formula. Am I dumb? Okay, array formula. Okay, let me just copy and paste this somewhere and see if that does anything. I don't like this. What's regex match? What does this mean? The problem that I'm realizing is that, like, tell me what this stands in for. Like, if I need to plug something else in to work with my format, then tell me what each one stands for. Call one, where call one is not null, but label. I don't know what that means. Okay, so this is my fear, which is just that I'm doing too much. F3. Let's just do F to F4 now. That's all I. Oh my gosh, okay, I did it, okay. But I did it, I mean, I just found the right thing. But I want the range on it to be F. Let's go up to F 1000 right now. Oh my gosh, this is actually so exciting. This will just have to be like that because there are just gonna be ones that don't have a value. I don't know what any of this formula means, but I don't care. The highest one, this is actually so amazing. I didn't think I'd actually get this. Let me just actually paste that again, but then it's like, yeah, like that. Like, I can see my top ships, because that's what I would want to count, right? Because the date's just for me, so I can like filter it, I think. I kind of do want to count what ships I'm reading. Don't need to count title. I don't really, right now, I don't want to count author. Maybe I could see what my most read author is, but I don't know. Obviously, word count will also be pretty simple because it should just be some. The tags are probably the biggest thing. I don't need to filter out the summary at all. The links, did not finish. I can also, as we've seen, I was able to make a chart for did not finish. So I think that this is it. What if this like sucks as a YouTube video because I was so deep. Okay. Oh, this can be my fanfic vlog. I'm actually super proud of this. I don't know what the outro should be. I didn't think I would get this far. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry that this was a mess of a video, but I actually am super proud of myself. But yeah, please like and subscribe. Let me know if this is something, I can't say that I can make more videos like this because this might be a special case, but let me know if maybe you want me to show you like an overview or an update. Actually, maybe not. I don't know what I'm gonna read. Keep an eye out for more videos. Hopefully that's a big hopefully. I'm really bad at being a YouTuber, I'm realizing. Feel free to like and subscribe. I also want to give a big shout out because I realized that I have not really been online since I somehow got close to 600 subscribers. So, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. I just realized that I haven't really gotten a chance to say that to you guys because I haven't been online or on my YouTube since then. So yeah, thank you guys. Hi everyone, Editing Malia here. I thought because I filmed this obviously in early January, it has been over a month since I made this video, and because of that I thought I should take the opportunity to maybe give you some updates. I know it's never a good sign to have updates. I feel really bad because I'm editing this video right now and I was like so ecstatic. I didn't know I was that happy, but I also did not remember that I spent a full hour trying to figure out the tag system. Anyways, so my update here is that I just don't think that what I made is that sustainable. I don't know how I could have made it better. I think I really enjoyed making this video and I really enjoy the concept of this, and hopefully you guys find this helpful. Like, maybe depending on your fanfic reading habits, this is really helpful for you. However, for me personally, I found that it was just not easy to like remember to log every single fanfiction I read. There were just some days where you can go and like go on a spree. The amount of things and like fields that I have to type in just were too much. I just have fallen so behind already and I don't want to catch up. So what I have been doing whenever I do feel the want and desire to try to be good, I will go through my AO3 history and try to just backlog everything, and it still just takes so much time, and I feel like whenever you're in like the mood to read fanfic, I'll like read one and I'll be like, cool, next. So yeah, that's just what I'm finding. So sadly my update is that it has not been too functional for me. I don't know, I really wanted to go places. I don't think I'm that far behind where I'll completely abandon it, but I will say that there's probably like, I'm probably a couple hundred behind. I won't lie. It has been like a full month. Another update that I have is that I think there are still flaws in my tagging formula that I just spent this whole time doing. So I'll try to show like an example on the screen or something, but what happens is it's like double counting the tags. So for example, because I have multiple tags going on, like if I have 3 things tagged soulmate AU, but I have the order of the tag different, like let's say soulmate AU is in the first position on 2 of the tags and on the 3rd position on the other tag, they count in 2 separate fields. I don't think this is awful. Like, I think at the end of the year or whenever I want to try to like get this data, it should be pretty easy to just like match them together. Like I'll just add like 5 plus 2 or whatever the numbers are, and I'll know that I read 7 soulmate AU fanfics. But it's just kind of annoying, I guess, and I still don't know how to solve that. If anyone that's watching this is like very proficient in Excel, please let me know. Also, I guess let me know if you guys have a 100% better system going on. But actually, I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this. Not that much. I put minimum blood, sweat, and tears into this, but my pride will keep me with this spreadsheet for a little bit longer. But if you guys have any suggestions, or if you guys really have a better system, please let me know. I'm very open to it. I hopefully will see you guys again soon sometime, or maybe not. I don't know. I really wish I was better for you guys, but thank you guys. Please like and subscribe and comment and do all of that fun stuff. And yeah, I will see you next time, or maybe not. Bye.